Hey, welcome to Mama Belle's Home. I'm glad you are here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my homeschooling mom of 7 morning routine. If you're new to my channel, hi, how are you? My name is Cassidy and I am a homeschooling mom to 7 kiddos. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what my morning routine usually looks like and taking you along as I go about it. If you are new to my channel, I'd love for you to subscribe. I like to post about homeschooling, homemaking, cooking, cleaning, grocery hauls, all of those mom things. So I'd love for you to join. Okay, so I'm recording this after my morning routine happens, so it is brighter now than it will be when I start this video. I just want to go ahead and let you know. Baby boy does sleep with us in our room in a co-sleeper next to my bed. He's a very sensitive sleeper, and so we have to keep it pretty dark and pretty quiet, and I couldn't turn on the lights, and so it is a little bit dark. He needs to eat, and so let's go ahead and get started into this morning routine. Okay, it's 6:38. Yes, I did snooze my alarm twice. I've just started getting back into my normal morning routine wake up time since having the baby, Malachi, who is our 7th, 6 months ago. And it has just been a little bit harder this time to get back into the swing of things. I normally like to have my outfit out ready for the next day, get my bed made, all of these things. But it's just been a little bit harder since having our 7th, and he also shares our room. Our bathroom doesn't have a door on it, it's just a curtain. So it's really hard to get in here and get things ready and all of that like I normally would with him in here and being so sensitive. I really like to make sure that I'm waking up before the kids because it makes a huge difference in my day. I don't know about you, but I really notice a huge difference in my attitude when I get my Bible time and prayer time in and I'm ready for the day and I'm receiving my kids versus like in the morning when you wake up and there's like a kid breathing on you asking for breakfast or snacks. And so, nobody wants to be like woken up like that. Maybe you do. Maybe it's just me. I might not be a morning person. I never really have been. I have to be very diligent and making sure that I prepare myself and I'm making sure that mentally I am looking forward to my day. So, does anybody else have a mug problem like me, or is this just a me thing? I feel like I just love a mug. I like to kind of like set the tone for the day a little bit with my mug choice, or just like how I'm feeling. I like my mugs to match. So I'm going with this very pretty floral C for my name, Cassidy. My kids were like, why do you have a C? Shouldn't it be an M for mom? But my husband, Michael, his name starts with an M and then mom, and I just feel like it gets confusing, so I just got a C. Anyways, while I go ahead and let my coffee brew, I take the laundry down to the basement to get it started. I do have like laundry of the day, so we have a schedule kind of. Everybody has a day to do their laundry. Obviously, we do have 9 people in our family, so not everybody gets their own day. Some days people share, or like Layla and Charlotte, my 9 and 7-year-old. They share a laundry basket, so I do their laundry on the same day. Also, my boys, my younger boys, who are 2, and then the baby, I get all of their done at the same time. So this is just one of those little productive hacks that I do to make sure that I'm getting laundry done. Like I said, we are a family of 9, so we do have a lot of laundry, and I have to stay on top of it, or else it'll get out of control very, very fast. One day I'll be able to, design my own laundry room, and I will have 2 washers and 2 dryers. But until that day, we're going to go ahead and use these ones. They're great, especially because we're renting and they were provided for us. So now let's head back upstairs. Okay, so coffee is finishing brewing. Let me know, guys, in the comments, are you a creamer person? Like, do you like flavored creamers? Are you tried and true, or do you like to try the new ones? I'm actually a tried and true person. My favorite, absolute favorite coffee creamer is the cinnamon vanilla, and then I will go for hazelnut, and last resort French vanilla. I actually got this almond joy one for my daughter. She wanted to try it. Turns out she didn't like it, but I had ran out of creamer, and so I used it, and I'm actually really enjoying it. It has a very light coconut and nutty flavor to it. It doesn't really taste like mocha. I don't really taste the chocolate, but it is so good. There's that big laundry basket that I take down, and I just show you. I like leave it at the top of the stairs when my coffee is doing. And then after I get that load of laundry in and I have my nice cup of coffee, I go ahead and get into my Bible time. It varies on where I do my Bible time. Typically, it's in my room, but because baby boy is sleeping in my bed, in my room this morning, I'm going to go ahead and do it down here in the living room. I try not to do it in places like the living room is where the kids will congregate, basically there, or the dining room when they come down. And so I don't like to do it in there because sometimes I take a little bit longer, or I'm not just quite ready to be done. I'm maybe still working on my prayer journal or something. And so I like to do it upstairs, but because my bedroom had the baby in it and then my office space that is right offside of my bedroom, that's my toddler, my 2-year-old son's room, and so he can hear me, or if the light is on, he can see it, and I'll just end up waking them up early. So the living room is not my favorite place, basically, when I'm getting at to do Bible time and have quiet time, but this morning, it's just going to have to do. So I usually actually just read a few chapters of the Bible and we'll do my prayer journal. Today, I kind of want to mix it up since it's the new year. Try a few of these Bible studies that I have on hand that have just kind of been collecting. And so this one is a great one. It's about the Sermon on the Mount. And so I'm just going through reading it, highlighting what stands out, obviously. I'm sure you all do that too. And then I will do my prayer journal. Like I said, I don't always do Bible studies. I really do like to just read the Bible. But I just want to enjoy it, basically. I just want to sit down and really enjoy it. It's time for me to wrap it up, though, because my son is wanting to come down, and I just asked for a few minutes. But that's not going to last very long, especially when the toddlers wake up. So I'm just kind of like finishing up here, and then I'll just do my prayer. Usually, if I am running out of time, I'll just kind of save my Bible reading for later, because Audible and AirPods, like, it's great. I can just do that. I didn't have my prayer journal, so I just sat and prayed today, but normally I will do my prayer journal. I prefer to use a prayer journal because I feel like I can just get everything out of my head on paper. I stay more focused. I'm not constantly just having things pop up in my head. It's just a lot easier to do a prayer journal. So anyways, my quiet time now is over because my son, Aries, my oldest, he's the first one up, and there's no surprise there. He usually is. And so it's time for me to move on, and we do group homeschool lessons for history and science. Today is history, so I'm going to go into, after I'm done chit-chatting with him and catching up, I'm going to go ahead and head into the dining room and start planning and prepping for our lesson later. I don't have to do this every morning. Usually it's history once a week and science maybe a few times a week. I don't do everything every single day besides language arts and math. And so today I needed to do some prepping and planning for Story of the World. So that's what I'm doing here. Each of the kids have their own binder that we keep their pages and sheets and stuff that they've worked on for history. So I'm just going ahead and removing that from the crate pile. There's all of the work I'm talking about they do, putting it there. And I have like the test booklets in this blue container. I also have any extra literature books, storybooks, things like that that are enrichment for the lesson. If you're new to the storybook curriculum or Storybook of the World curriculum, it's a 4-year cycle curriculum. So we're in the 3rd book. There's one more book to do after this, and then we'll go and we'll restart it again in year 1. And so it's a really enjoyable curriculum. I really like the way it's set up. It's what works for us. I also have the Kingfisher Encyclopedia or Dictionary. I think it's the Kingfisher History Encyclopedia, and as well as the Usborne book one. There is references at the beginning of the chapter where it'll tell you like what pages in these separate encyclopedias coincide with the lesson, and it'll give you like a little bit more history and background, what was going on, how they dressed, people in power, foods and stuff. Like, it's really cool. I really like Story of the World curriculum. I like the way that it's all laid out for me. There's not a whole lot of planning that I actually have to do. It's mostly just prepping because everything is already done for me. They also have science projects in there included, arts and crafts. Sometimes they'll have recipes of the time or place that is focusing on the lesson in the history. And then, like I said, there's a list of additional reading you can do that is like history, and then like read alouds, or just like storybooks type, like the fiction. That's what I was looking for. And so I really like it. We've been doing it for these full 6 years that we have been doing homeschooling now, and I don't see myself changing. I have checked out a couple other curriculums for history. My oldest, my high schooler, she is doing a different history than we are, but I think I'll probably just stick with Story of the World. It's my favorite. And then this is Jungle Book. This is the like read out loud that I chose that goes along with this. And I'm taking a little video real quick to show what it looks like and do it in the shorts. So if you want to do like a quick look through of this, go ahead and check out my shorts playlist on my page on my channel, and you'll be able to see a quick little look, like flip through. I know that as a homeschool mom, I love good old curriculum flip throughs. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check it out. It does go through and I show you kind of like what it looks like with the questions, narration, and then the enrichment and projects. Oh, there's also some map work, and I'm writing down what I plan on doing for that lesson. There was a sundial that we were going to make for science, and then there is also a aluminum foil bracelet, like bangle bracelet, that we also did as well. So that's what we're going to do. And okay, after I get my lesson all planned out or prepped for, and I know exactly what we're going to be doing and what I need to have on hand when doing the lesson, I will go ahead and clean all of this up, and then we will start getting into breakfast. As you see, kids are starting to trickle in, and I know it's time to wrap this up and get started on breakfast. I don't really enjoy making breakfast every morning. I am a huge fan of making freezer breakfast meals, well, freezer meals in general, but I really like having breakfast ready ahead of time, and then that way we can just heat it up. And so I'm headed out to the deep freezer, to grab some blueberry pancakes for a freezer meal that I had made a few days ago. If you're interested in checking out that breakfast freezer meal video, I will go ahead and link it in the cards right here and down in the description. Anyways, after I'm done getting it all heated up, I head upstairs because I hear somebody awake. It's not baby boy, so that must mean it is my 2-year-old Asher. We have a routine. I go in, I open up the blinds before getting him out of bed, and he likes to be the one to turn off the sound machine. So first thing I do when I pick him up is go over there and head over so he can put his little hand on there. And then I go ahead and get him changed, make sure he's got a clean diaper, clean clothes, and then we'll head downstairs for breakfast. He did have a little like pee through. He must have leaked a little bit to the side. It wasn't much, but enough that I needed to change him. And there's my sweet Layla girl in her unicorn robe. Love her. She always comes in, finds me, checks with me what's for breakfast or what she can have. And so that's what she's doing. We're just kind of chit-chatting and catching up while I do this. And then I go ahead and I head down and get him settled with his sister down in the living room with cartoons until breakfast is done and I have it all finished and prepped. And since the pancakes are still defrosting, I'm going to go ahead and head back upstairs and make sure everything is still okay and Malachi is sleeping. So I just kind of like sneak through quietly and make sure. This is the room that I was talking about that I'll normally do Bible time, but because he was sleeping in here and Asher was in there sleeping, I didn't want to bug him. So baby boy is still sleeping, which means that I have enough time to get ready for the day. Again, normally I would have already gotten dressed and ready for the day, but having Malachi sleeping in my bedroom and there just not being a door on the bathroom, like I was saying, it's just a curtain, it's not ideal. So most days I'll just simply put my hair up when I'm getting ready. I don't do makeup and hair every day. Most days it's just, a simple updo or something like that. And then I put a little bit of makeup on my face, like mascara. I'll do my eyebrows because you really can't see them if I don't. And a little lipstick, and that just brightens up my face. Today, I did my hair like this, but I was just not, the more and more I looked at it, I don't know what it was. I just didn't like it. I recently got my hair cut into like a style, and it's a little bit longer in the front, shorter in the back. And I just, even with flattening out, I was just like, I don't like it. So I went ahead and clipped it up, and you'll see, like, I was just like, I am not feeling it. And so I ended up just changing it up. Anyways, and then I go ahead and I take my vitamins. I regularly take vitamin D because up here in North Idaho, it's mandatory. Like, it's dark, it's gloomy. I'm so used to being in San Diego and having the sun out all the time, that vitamin D has been huge for me. I take a probiotic, I take an omega, and I take the ancestral vitamin, like beef liver and stuff like that, just because I have carpal tunnel, and I've noticed since taking it, somebody had suggested it, and since taking it, it really helps. So those are the things that I take every single day. At night, I'll take my multivitamin because it doesn't, it upsets my tummy, and I just like to do it that way ever since being pregnant with prenatals. And since I have drank all my coffee, which is a rare occasion, I'm going to go ahead and use my empty mug to go and water my plant. Upstairs, I have a few plants, and it just, I don't know what it is. It's a little bit more difficult to show these plants some love and make sure that they're getting watered regular. So I want to go ahead and take this opportunity to just make sure that I am watering and taking care of the plants. The ones upstairs, like I said, it's just a little bit harder than the ones when I'm downstairs on the main floor, because those you see all the time, and you can tell when the dirt is dry or the plant is looking a little bit sad. Upstairs, I just don't spend enough time up. And Kai is still sleeping, so I'm going to go ahead and open the blinds just a little bit and face them downwards so I can see. And I'm going to go check my to-do list and my meal plan and see what I need to be working on for today. I know that I need to clean the little boy's room, which is off of my room, so I'm going to go in there. I'm going to put my AirPods in and go ahead and use Audible. This is how I get most of my reading done. I only put one AirPod in at a time so that I can still hear everything that's going on downstairs and with the kids. And the kids are working on some of their independent lessons, anything that they needed to fix or do, while I go ahead and take care of some chores and stuff upstairs. And then I had some blankets that need to be folded, and just like some regular pickup. Like I said, upstairs is an area I don't get to as often. My room is like the least often. The boys often more than like the rest of the upstairs because I'm in here so much. But I just needed to do like a good quick clean. And then, as I said earlier, Asher did pee in his bed, or he had like leaked through a little bit. So after I go ahead and vacuum, yes, I'm using my old school Kirby vacuum. This is my favorite vacuum. It never fails me. I know it's like a clunky pain in the behind to like move around and like take upstairs, downstairs, but it is just such a solid and thorough vacuum. And because my whole family struggles with allergies, I really like having a bag vacuum that catches all of that. The bagless doesn't do as good a job. So I do have a Dyson that I used, like we got it when we were in the RV because we needed something small and compact, and just like lightweight and good on hard floors, like flat floors, like linoleum and whatever. So I do enjoy the Dyson. I use it from time to time, but if I'm going to do like a good vacuum, that Kirby, she's my girl. So I'm just going to go ahead and change out the sheets real quick. I do change like the base mattress protector and also the sheet. And I've got a few on hand because there was a while there, like most boys do, are very interested in what's going on in their diaper. And so he was getting in there, messing with it. And then when he would pee, it would like come out right the top. So I have a lot of extras. Baby boy is still sleeping, which is great. So my kids and I do a family Bible time in the morning, like a morning basket Bible time in the beginning of our day. I like to get it started before everybody starts working on their own things, and then it like gets pushed to the side. Plus I have like certain routines that I've done, and like another productivity hack or whatever, like tying things together to make sure you get it done. I do have ADHD, so that is like one of my struggles. And so to make sure that I get my kids' vitamins in, I attach it to the morning Bible time. The kids do really enjoy taking their vitamins, especially the toddlers. And so having this together encourages me and makes sure that I get in that morning Bible time and a morning basket, and they get in their vitamins as well. And so that's what we do. We all gather together in the living room. We sit down. I open in prayer. I will read a chapter in the Bible, usually New Testament, but we'll go through different books at different times for whatever reasons. And then we'll do a devotional. I also have scripture memory cards that I do. I didn't do today because my youngest 2-year-old there, Asher, he got into them and kind of just like made a mess of them. So I need to rewrite some and rearrange them. And so we didn't do that today. But then I also have some questions. I have 2 different books that I use. There's 3 in the series, but we're just doing the 2, first one and the second one right now. And then after we get all of that done, we go ahead and close out in prayer, or I'll let one of the kids close out in prayer, and we get those vitamins passed out. On this particular morning, because Malachi was still upstairs sleeping, we got to do most of it without a lot of issues, which isn't always the case. Usually I have to stop a few times, as I'm sure any of you homeschool mama know, with toddlers and babies. You don't always get to be in control of your time frame or your routines, schedules, things like that. So it's not a big deal. I don't mind. And Felicity is going to be coming down the stairs in just a minute. There she is, delivering Malachi to me, and then just checking in. And then she's going to go head out to her workout class that she goes to every morning during the week at 9 a.m. Usually has a ride. Sometimes I'll have to go take her. But here I am just going through the catechism now, and just kind of like chit-chatting, trying to get them in to sit down and be quiet as much as possible. This is kind of like our practice for church on Sundays, making sure that we're sitting down, we're being quiet, we're being respectful, and because we do have family integrated church, the family all sits together. We don't have children's church, and so this is kind of practice. I usually give out vitamins after. It's a multivitamin, a vitamin D, and then an immunity gummy that I give them. Sometimes when they're sick, I'll do elderberry and zinc. I'm going to be moving into the kitchen now. There is sweet Cody boy. That is my oldest, Felicity's the new puppy she just got. He's an Australian Shepherd. He's about 12 weeks. He's very much a little puppy. He's not very little, obviously, but he is a little puppy. He's super sweet. We love him. He's been hanging out in the dining room because the kitchen, because the floors are easier to clean up potty messes. Anyways, so now we're going to get into cutting up these pancakes. I realized when I was getting silverware, or trying to get silverware for the littles, there wasn't any in the drawers, and so I needed to go ahead and put those dishes away. So I just kind of did that while I was making everything else. I made myself a bowl of oatmeal really quick, because your girl's got to eat, mom's got to eat, or else she can't do everything that she needs to do. So I'm powering through with some oatmeal this morning. I like to use kitchen scissors to cut up the pancakes. It makes it so much easier, especially if you're a mama of many and you're having to cut up a bunch of pancakes. I mean, it doesn't matter. This is just a mom hack for all moms. Use the kitchen scissors to cut up the pancakes. It makes it super easy. If you do not have kitchen scissors, or you don't prefer that method, use the pizza cutter, because that is also another way I will do it. If the scissors aren't clean or something, I will go ahead and use the pizza cutter. That is equally as easy and fast. And like I said, when you got 7 kiddos, 5 of which you cut up their pancakes for them most days, it just makes it super easy. Okay, so while they eat, I'm going to go ahead and get Evelyn's hair fixed and situated, because that girl can get a rat's nest back there from sleeping. She gets her hair all knotted up, and so I like to get it in a ponytail first thing. And then they're going to work on little things while I do read out loud. Layla right here is working on one of those mosaic pictures. Okay, I'm going to step away, do a quick diaper change with Malachi, get him all cleaned up and good to go. And then that's when we set up the toddlers in the living room so that we can focus on independent work. Anything that they didn't do earlier, like before breakfast, during breakfast, anything that they needed help with from me, that's when I come in and I'll do that while the toddlers are situated and hanging out there. So here I am just kind of working with the 3 of them with their stuff. Felicity is cleaning the kitchen, cleaning up, helping me do her chores. And she usually does her school in her room. She's mostly online because she's high school, but I still will help out. So here we are after school, get everybody going outside. Aries, as you can see, is the first one out there, which is great. and then we'll get the littles out there too. And this pretty much brings us to lunchtime, and while they play outside, I prep lunch. Okay, that's it. That is this homeschooling mama of 7's morning routine. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you stop by again soon, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!